Guys, be honest. Who's been in that situation where you're constantly on calls, always messaging, always answering questions, but the deals just aren't closing? It even seems like there's some traffic, some interest, even some leads, but the results just aren't there, or they're barely there at all. The answer is your sales are stalling because you're spending your time on the wrong people. And while you're having hour-long conversations with people who are only kind of interested, your real clients are actually slipping away. In this video, I want to break down how, in America, they filter out time-wasting leads and build a system where you only talk to those who are truly ready to pay. For those who don't know me yet, my name is Maria Grineva. I've been in marketing for 11 years. I currently live in America, and I'm studying American marketing from the inside. And here, on this channel, I share the best tricks of American marketing, adapted for entrepreneurs and experts who want to grow quickly and systematically. And if you want a personal marketing consultation, message me on Telegram. The link is below this video. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next breakdown. Let's go. So the biggest waste of time isn't Reels or setting up a CRM system. It's hour-long conversations with clients who will never buy. They're in the I'll think about it category, they're in the no budget category, but they've got great ideas and ambitions. But it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you don't have a qualification system in place. In America, they teach this from day one. When I came to America, I started talking to everyone, giving consultations to everyone, and honestly, I was overwhelmed by the amount of communication and time spent with almost zero results. I actually shared on Telegram that at some point I realized I was in the wrong room and following the wrong strategy. And now, literally since June, or rather since the end of May, I've started to change it. And I'm starting to see the first really great, different results. Now I want to share what you need to do and how to act. This really works and you definitely need it. So guys, what's important to remember is that sales don't start with a call, but with filtering. First, you need to figure out who isn't a good fit for you and only then sell to the rest. How do you know who isn't your client? Ask yourself 4 questions. First, who causes the most problems in your work? Who requires the most support? Who always leaves dissatisfied? And who technically can't use your product? Let me give you an example from my own experience. When I launched consulting services for building marketing teams and departments, I often had businesses come to me at the stage of haven't launched anything yet, but already want marketing. No product, no team, no understanding of the task, and most importantly, no budget. They would say, we need everything: leads, strategy, branding, teams. But at the same time, they really weren't ready to allocate resources, focus, or implement anything. As a result, it was constant roadblocks, setbacks, and stress on both sides. Even though I could have spent that same time on those who were already ready to grow and just waiting for a system. Or at the very least, I could have focused on myself, on my own business strategy to attract more targeted clients instead of wasting my resources on those who aren't a good fit. So what conclusion can we draw from this? That not every client is our client. Sometimes saying no at the start is the best way to save your money, nerves, and reputation. I want to give you a practical tool. It's called the BANT method. This is a classic filtering approach from ABM. The first is budget. Is there money? Basically, is there a budget at all? The second is authority. Is the person making the decision? In other words, are they the decision maker? Need, if there is a real need. And timing. Are they ready to start now, or are they thinking about it for, I don't know, the next 3 years? If a person doesn't meet even one of these criteria, they're not a lead, they're just an observer. So how can you automate this classification like they do in America? Well, the first thing is an entry questionnaire. Before call, before review, before giving test access, be sure to ask a couple of qualifying questions. If it's a business, in other words, if you're providing services to businesses, then in America, there are usually 2 questions. The first question is, what is your role in the company? So we're identifying the decision maker. And the second is, what was your business turnover last year? This way, we understand the size of the company and get a rough idea of what kind of marketing budgets the company can afford and whether this is our target lead or not. These 2 qualifying questions fully help to segment your lead and client at the very first stage. The second way to do this is through lead forms with filters. Also, how much you earn, where your bottleneck is. The third method is calendars with conditions. A meeting can only be booked after completing a mini survey. Yes, actually, Calendly, for example, those who book consultations with me, it's a really great service in America. It integrates with your Google Calendar, and people can choose a convenient time slot. But in order to get this link, you need to fill out, yes, just these couple of questions. And accordingly, only then do you get access to book a consultation. This is fair both to the client because your services might simply be too expensive for them, and to you because, of course, your time is priceless. By the way, I also want to share a cool trick from B2B sales in America. Sending a voice message that mentions a competitor is actually a real technique. You leave a voice message like, hey, this is about your competitor, the name. Please let me know when it's convenient to discuss. And people often call back because it feels personal and because they sense the competition. This is used in cold sales. The response rate is actually 2 to 3 times higher than usual. So, if you want even more tips and techniques, there's a link to my Telegram bot in the description below this video. There, I share useful information about American marketing for free. Grab it and start using it today. Sales aren't about the number of conversations, but about who you're having them with. If you don't filter, you're wasting not just your time, but real opportunities too. It's a simple path, guys. Figure out who isn't your client. Set up filters, questionnaires, forms, and conditions. Delegate scheduling of calls. Automate communication through a calendar and a bot. And focus on sales, not just polite conversations. If this video was truly helpful for you, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, leave your questions on Telegram. I read everything myself and pick topics for future episodes based on your feedback, straight from you. See you in the next video. It's going to get even hotter. Bye-bye.